everyone. Today we're going to talk about items to have in your substitute teacher bag. Um, this might be useful for someone who is just substitute teaching for the first time and they have no idea of what to include when they go to their first subbing job, or it could just be for people who have subbed before, but they haven't subbed for a long time and they kind of want a refresher of what to include when they go to an assignment for the day. Okay, so we're going to get started. So, one of the things that I recommend, I'm trying to adjust here, is to bring some pencils, because students most likely would ask you for a pencil so they can have to use to write whatever they need to write, or any assignment that the teacher has them to do for that day. They want to have something to utilize to write on or to write with. And it's a very common occurrence. Doesn't matter if it's elementary school, middle school, or high school, you most likely will have students asking you for a pencil, and you want to have an abundant amount, because a lot of times when students ask for a pencil, they don't usually return them. Some will remember to return them, but a good portion of them will not remember. The next item that I would suggest is some pens. This will probably be more useful for you as a sub, because throughout the day you want to document on what took place during the day, and you want to have something to use to write with. You could also use pencil if you're more comfortable using pencil, because most of the time I use pencils. But in case if for some reason a student would try to erase something that you wrote, but that's least likely to happen. But you're more likely want to use a pen in case if that might happen. Sorry. Next thing you want to include is paper and paper clips. I would say paper so that you have something to write with or write on when you're documenting throughout the day. And also, students may have an assignment where they have to write on a notebook paper, and they may not have a paper to use to complete their assignment, or they may feel uncomfortable asking another student, for a piece of paper. So with having paper on you, you can provide that student paper to use to complete their assignment, and for you to complete any documentation that you may need to complete throughout your day as a sub. And I also included paper clips in case if you have to collect assignments for students, you want to have something to attach all the assignments with. And especially if you're teaching middle school and high school, where they have different class periods, you want to have something to use to group a set of assignments together. So it'll be easier for the teacher to acknowledge. And I also wrote sticky notes so you can put like the specific class period for the specific assignments that certain students have completed that day, or if you just want to leave a small note for that teacher, instead of using a large piece of paper or tearing a large piece of paper, you'll just have a small, just sticky note that just, gives like a brief description on what, might have happened, or what, that teacher may need, or whatever small thing came to mind while you're subbing that day. Next item I wrote are Band-Aids. Whether you sub for elementary school, middle school, or high school, there are always at least one student throughout the day that'll ask for a Band-Aid. And instead of having them leave to the nurse to ask for a Band-Aid, you can provide them Band-Aids for them to prevent, any potential wandering if they do end up leaving outside the room to get a Band-Aid or what have you. The next thing I wrote is clipboard. Clipboards have been useful for me because when I'm walking around the room to monitor students' behavior and redirect, I use this to have something to write on as I'm monitoring the room and redirecting students to focus on their work. I can just easily jot down what I observed easily by using a clipboard attached to a paper that I was using to document what took place during the day. So I just found the clipboard very useful for that purpose. The next thing I wrote is word search. This could be for you or for students. For you, this is something that you could do while you're in the room just to pass by time, or you can give it to students as something for them to do if they completed the main lesson early. And it doesn't have to be word search. It could be a crossword puzzle. It could be a Sudoku puzzle. It could be a coloring page. Anything that you can think of that can occupy your time and their time, I say is a win-win. Next thing I included, is obviously lunch. You want to have something to eat while you're at the job. Most of the time, you won't be able to leave the campus while you're at your substitute assignment. There might be some cases when you can leave, to get lunch, but if you want to not have to worry about spending money or save, then I would suggest packing a lunch before you go to your summer assignment. and also to prevent from potentially missing or being late from any kind of duty or classes that you'll have to teach later on the day. Next thing, folder. You will want something to keep, the documents, or not necessarily keep documents, but you want to have something to keep papers that you'll need to use in the future to document what happened throughout the day, as well as, future activities that you plan on using while you're subbing, so that, it's less of a mess for you. Next, hand sanitizer. Throughout the day, you'll be touching surfaces that you don't know, where it's been in some cases, and students have a tendency to not always practice hand hygiene. And so to, help you keep from being sick, I would suggest using like hand sanitizer that can, help with that. Okay, if you watch all the way through, I want you to hit the like button, make a comment. If you think of any other tips and items that anybody should include when they're going to either their first subbing assignment or any subbing assignment, just write in the comment section. That'll be great. And then after you do that, you want to hit the subscribe button. And that is it for now. Okay, everyone, have a good day.